Okay, you guys, I'm in the car for my appointment. So an update to come. I'm not bringing my camera or anything in there just because I don't want to overcomplicate things with it being my first time and with this whole COVID-19 still being a thing right now. So here's what I look like before, and so you guys can see if there's like any immediate difference right after. I'm excited. Here's a lower view of my under eyes. I also wanted to add, usually I would use like tretinoin for my skin at night, and then I would do like an eye massage in the morning and a day, and I would apply some like under eye cream. But he told me, I remember when I had my consultation with him, to avoid doing any of that like the day and the night before. Okay, you guys, that took about an hour, and here are my afters. I'm using my phone camera because I ran out of space on my actual camera. But what do you guys think? I'm going to show you below too, the angle that I showed you on my camera. Nice and natural. So I'm actually about to get something to eat, and then I'm gonna share with you guys just how that whole experience went and more. Hey you guys, so it is the first 24 hours after my procedure. It's the following day, and so I pretty much want to share with you guys how my experience went yesterday. I wanted to add that this is my first time ever getting any kind of cosmetic procedure done at all whatsoever. I've never gotten any type of filler or injections or surgical procedures done, so I'm not sure how my experience yesterday during this whole COVID-19 pandemic, how this experience would have differed than had I have gotten my procedure done beforehand. So upon arriving to my appointment, I was checked with an infrared thermometer for my temperature to make sure that I was not sick or ill or experiencing any signs of the virus. My temperature was 98.2. She proceeded to ask me, have I been exposed to anybody who had the virus, and I said no, and I proceeded to enter the medical facility. When I entered, she reassured me that everything has been sanitized from head to toe, like pens, papers, the chair that I was sitting in, all surfaces, and I was the only one booked for any type of appointment during that time. So really there was only 3 of us in that facility, and those were all people that were necessary, and just pretty much the entire procedure. So I met with the doctor. We went over things that we had went over during my consultation. I took before pictures, and they applied a numbing cream in my cheek and under eye area with the injection sites for the under eye filler. I sat there for about 20 minutes to let that sink in, and then it was pretty much game time. So I'm pretty much going to share the remaining details on my appointment in more of a Q&A format so that I can quickly and straightforwardly touch on the details of my appointment. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say the pain level was between a 3 and a 4. It was relatively painless. I thought they did a really good job in minimizing the pain during the appointment. First and foremost, they had already applied the numbing agent to my face, and then on top of that, the filler had additional numbing agent within it. I don't want to call her the nurse because I'm not sure if that's what she was, but she had applied like a rolling under eye little device under my chin while the doctor was applying the filler into my cheek area. So I think the vibration of that also helped minimize the pain. When he would inject the shot, he did not warn me beforehand, so I think that got rid of me anticipating the needle coming towards my face. The most painful that it was probably the first injection on each side. It was like a little pinch. It was less painful than getting a shot or your blood drawn in your arm, and that pain disappeared within a few seconds, so it wasn't really that big of a deal. While he was applying the filler, there was no discomfort at all whatsoever. I might have heard a little bit of squirting and a little bit of a clicking sound with the filler and all of that, but that was pretty much it. There was no incredible pressure. Like, I felt like while he was molding the filler into my face, it was pretty gentle. Like, it wasn't incredible pressure at all. So I also wanted to add that he used a cannula needle, which is a blunt tip needle that pretty much minimizes any type of bruising that can occur when getting filler, and it also helps avoid hitting any major blood vessels during your injections. In total, like, my appointment, I was in and out in the office within an hour. I think the procedure itself, minus me waiting as the numbing agent was taking place, was probably about 10 to 15 minutes. It was really quick. It was pretty much in and out. He recommended Voluma and Velour for my procedure, and these are basically two different types of hyaluronic acids. Hyaluronic acid is something that's naturally occurring in our skin that pretty much draws in and attracts water. He used 2 syringes, 1 syringe of Voluma and 1 syringe of Velour. For the remainder of the video, I'm going to show you guys some before and after of my results right after the procedure from all angles. So my results were pretty much immediate. My doctor said that the results that I received that day are pretty much going to be my results throughout the duration of the filler lasting. I have came across other sources though that said that sometimes after 2 weeks, your injection area can plump up a little bit more due to the water that is being attracted by the hyaluronic acid. After 2 weeks, which is about at this point, I'm not sure if it really has plumped up significantly enough. I feel like I've noticed a little bit more plumpness, but not a very significant difference from the first day of getting my filler. The filler can last anywhere from 18 months to 2 years, and it can also help stimulate your own natural collagen production in those areas, which could further prolong the results. So I did not experience any side effects. During my consultation, my doctor let me know that with me being a darker skin tone woman, it's less likely that I would experience any swelling and slight bruising that typically occurs in fairer skinned women. In total, I paid $1,400. This included the $75 consultation fee, and it also included the promotions that they were running on both fillers during this time. As far as aftercare, he pretty much just recommended that I steered away from overexerting myself throughout the day. But other than that, he said I was able to proceed to my normal face washing routine. I did ask him if it was okay if I continued to use my under eye massagers. He said he doesn't necessarily recommend it, although I could do it. He didn't recommend it because this could accelerate the breakdown of the filler a bit. So this could prevent it from actually lasting the full 18 months to 2 years. And then he also highly recommended that I use sunscreen to further prevent the breakdown of the skin, which is a huge accelerator of signs of aging. But other than that, that's pretty much it. If there are any questions that you have about my experience that I did not cover in this video, feel free to ask me below. I'm so curious to know what you guys think about my results. I can tell you that I'm super happy and I'm very pleased that I went ahead and went for it, because my under eye area really became a real insecurity of mine. And honestly, I was never really one to typically believe in getting cosmetic procedures done, but it's so easy to have that mindset when you are young and you're not experiencing any type of signs of aging. Right now that I'm not 30 yet, but almost 30, I definitely have a different perspective on it all. But all in all, I'm very happy. I mean, this was not a cheap procedure by no means, and I was not sure how I was going to feel right after it, but I have not had any kind of regret or buyer's remorse over it. I would do it all over again. I can wake up in the morning and look at myself and just feel happy with what I'm seeing in the mirror, because really, like, my under eyes was just such a drag for me. And honestly, I'm all for women doing whatever it is that they want to do to themselves to make them feel better and look better, preserve their youth, all of that. And at the end of the day, like, what does it really matter? It's really not that big of a deal. Um, I feel like, in general, we already kind of get work done on ourselves. That's a commonplace. Kind of like getting your eyebrows done is kind of getting work done. A facial is kind of getting work done. Even getting your teeth straightened when it's not really causing any other, like, other dental problems with you is getting your work done. So I don't know. I just feel like now I just don't feel like it's a big deal. I don't anticipate getting any other type of like cosmetic work done, but I don't know, who knows. I would like to get a breast lift some days, because I breastfed both my kids and they really sucked me dry. And I feel like I want my teeth to be a little bit more straight on the bottom. So I don't know, I might get that done, but I don't know. Anyways, you guys, without further blabbing, because this is just not what I do, I hope you guys enjoy this video. And until next time.